Happy second half of the weekend, fam. So glad that we made it together. I'm Tamron Henson, and my husband John and I are the co-pastors for the Morning Glory service, Sunday, 8 a.m. Thank you again for allowing me to tag along as we go through Proverbs 29 and 2 Peter 2 today. Starting with Proverbs 29 in verse 7, this speaks to us about the righteous, the wicked, and the poor. Now, I'm not going to give away all the good stuff. You got to go read that for yourself and see what God reveals to you. But it does tell us that one marker indicator of righteousness is the response to the poor. I do not think that God is saying here that we are just supposed to have pity for the poor. I believe this is a rallying cry. So as you go through and you read this, I'm going to ask you to maybe consider ways that you could maybe be an advocate for the poor, possibly in the judicial system. Or maybe you can join a letter writing campaign on behalf of the poor, or maybe even start one. Another way that I can think of to possibly be an advocate for the poor and to care about justice for them is possibly through your vote in state and local elections. You allow your voice to be heard on behalf of the poor that way. Whatever that is, I just challenge you to maybe consider ways that you, as righteous people, can use godly influence to be able to move toward active compassion. All right, let's go ahead and flip over to 2 Peter 2. And this one I actually have marked this time so I can get to it easily. Ta-da! And before we even take a look at that, just being very transparent, there are times when I just want people who are doing wrong to just get what I think they deserve. For example, if I have been stuck in traffic on 75 for the last hour and I see someone that has single occupancy in their car, tooting down in the HOV lane, and they're passing by cops and passing by state troopers and nothing, that just speaks to me about injustice. It really does. Probably petty, and I know it's none of my business, but I'm just being transparent with you. And so I say all of that to tell you that in 2 Peter 2, we have the same thing. We have God laying out what happens for those who are doing wrong. Now, this is not a pretty picture. However, I do encourage you to read through those 22 verses, paying special attention to verse 9. And let me read that to you just really quickly. It reads, "If this is so, then the Lord knows how to rescue godly men from trials and to hold the unrighteous for the day of judgment while continuing their punishment." What I love about this is that this is just the sweetest reminder that, y'all, God's got it. He is in control. He knows how to save good men from trials, and He also knows how to be able to punish those who deserve to be punished in His time, not on our time, but in His time. So I just love having this very gentle reminder. God does not need me to call down the heavens and the angels and fire and brimstone because somebody's in the HOV lane and I'm not. That's not necessary. But I do love how He loves us enough to let us know and to remind us that He does indeed have everything in hand. So thank you again for allowing me to join you today. Hope you find your own nuggets in Proverbs 29 as well as 2 Peter 2. And I'll visit with you again soon. Take care.